I'm Pelle from In Solitude, and you're watching RockAndMetalNewz.
Hey guys, this is Ron from YouTube's RockAndMetalNewz, and we're at the Rickshaw in Vancouver talking to Pelle from Sweden and the band In Solitude. He's the vocalist for the band. So how is the tour going so far?
It's been really good, actually. Intense. We're all old friends and share a lot of the same ideas of everything, to the important stuff to the more, how to say, earthly stuff. We've had a great time. It's been a really good tour. Intense.
Great, that's excellent. Now, the World, the Flesh, the Devil, the album's been out, I had it from last May, correct? Now, the World, the Flesh, the Devil, you have a song on that as well. Did you name the album from the song, or from relative, maybe through the lyrics of the song, that's why you chose to name it that? Or was it just something you wanted to name the album?
Well, we at one point we had like 7 or 6 titles, and we didn't really know what to call the album, and I don't know if I really wanted to call it that at first, but we started talking about it, and all the other members, they didn't really know exactly what I wanted with the title. We had talked a lot about it, but somehow those words got stuck in the other guys, and I thought it through a lot, and somehow it becomes very fitting to what's inside of that album. So yeah.
Great. Thanks. Now, how much do you guys have involvement in the mixing of the album? I like the rawness sort of sound of the album. It's got almost like an old school feel, but it's fresh and new in the year 2000. And I just wondered, are you involved very much in the mixing process? Are they mixing it for you, sending you examples, and you kind of tweak it or get them to tweak it, or you went right in the room with them?
Yeah, we're right there all the time. I mean, we have. I think every band does, because it's the amount of passion and time and blood and tears you put into an album. You want to be there all the time. You want to see, and eventually, as the song material evolves, you get a very particular idea of what you want to do. So I think the main thing is to find the right producer who's on the same page with you. So which we did very much. So yeah, we were there all the time. But he had his universe of his own, and we experimented with putting our ideas together. But I think I'm really glad of how that album sounds.
Yeah, it's a great sounding album. Now, a couple of some of my favorite songs on the album is We Were Never Here, and I know you guys opened with that. It was great. I mean, I love, one thing about your music that I like is that a lot of times there's guitar parts that keep ringing out too in your head. You have good melodies in your lyrics that are memorable, and also guitar parts where they're almost singing the lyrics. That's what I notice. Can you just tell me a bit about maybe the way you guys came to structuring that song, We Were Never Here?
Well, it's throughout interviews I've had to try to look back on what actually happened when we wrote them, but it's in my memories it's a bit distorted, because it's such a strange environment to sit in a room with 5 persons making a song. So it's really hard to put your finger on what actually happened. But I think it's one of the more violent songs of the album, I guess. It's a bit there's something threatening in a strange way about that song that differs a bit. But I remember just wanting to make, like, we were thinking about just battery or something, like we wanted to make this kick in the heart and a knife to the head or something, just this violent piece of art that was gonna attack people in a way.
Cool. Yeah, it's got a lot of emotion in your music. I like that. Now, what do you think, you guys, since you've started your live show, has it changed, or how have you guys kind of matured as a band since you first started to where you are now, through your experiences and things?
Yeah, it evolves all the time, actually, because what you want to do is to get to that place where you cut out all the everything that drags you down. You want to come to a place where you're naked in a way, like you bear out your soul, and that's a hard process, especially when you're on a tour and there's half of days just staring into the middle distance, trying to figure out what's going to happen and not try to jump out the window. And then I think it's the most important things are the moments before the shows that has really evolved. Everybody has found their own way of getting into that state that you need in order to make an important show together, the five of us. So it evolves all the time. I think it's the more we go on, we know where to go in order to find that latent room in us where everything becomes real. So it evolves all the time.
Yes. Okay. Now we have some questions. Some of the fans that we put out that we were going to be talking to you. Let's see. Mr. Metal Opeth asked, "Are you guys currently writing anything new, or your kind of plans for writing or releasing in the end of 2012 or the beginning of 2013?"
Yeah, we're working on stuff. It's pretty much, I think, fragments of what it's about to become. Like it's just. I mean, we've been really busy, touring with this album, so there hasn't really been much time for anything apart from anything else for a long time. So, but we're certainly sort of building a foundation of what is going to happen. And it's such an inspiring thing. Playing the old material over and over. Figuring out what we did special on this album and going in that direction. So it's we're constantly inspired to do new stuff, and I think it's gonna be a special album, I think.
Yeah. Good. I can't wait for the new one. That's going to be great. Now, a drummer dude 34 was asking how the internet or social media networking helped the band, and how much are you personally involved yourself, or maybe the members of the band in, say, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, kind of promoting the band? Are you involved in that yourselves, or some of the guys?
No, not much at all. I'm not a big. I don't have much to gain from internet actually, but. I visit and write stuff on our Facebook page from time to time. But I mean, of course, it has. In these times, it has been very important. I think it has for all of these bands who are playing, because we live in times where the internet has been, the main source of sharing information. And if it wasn't for, MySpace or stuff like that, we wouldn't have been where we are today. I mean, people are not sending letters anymore or asking for material like they used to, 20 years ago. So, I mean, it's obviously been very important.
Yeah, no, I agree, and I mean, it was so easy for me to just go to iTunes and pick your music up right away. That it was really great.
It's good in a lot of ways, but at the same time, it makes things very easy. Which can be bad, because I didn't experience it myself, but reading or looking back on what was going on in the 80s and stuff like that, it required more from the listener in order to get what they wanted. Like if they wanted an album or a demo or whatever, it required them to actually do something in order to get it. Like. Yeah. The bad thing with internet at times, it's it can make people a bit lazy. It's pretty easy to just download an album or whatever. I prefer to meet our fans in person or on stage or when they're in the crowd or whatever, rather than seeing a comment on an internet page.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's good. Okay, and maybe the last question: what music? It's from Blackmaster XXX. What music are you personally listening to at the moment? And if you have some time to just kick back and you want to listen to music, what are you listening to?
On tour, I listen to a lot of instrumental music because it's I don't know, playing shows while you're being stimulated emotionally by art between the shows, I need something that steps a bit beyond rock music a bit. So, but I've been listening to an album by Richard Moult called ETH a lot. It's only piano, but it's actually one of my absolute favorite albums ever. It's just, I've been listening to that one over and over again.
Thanks. This is Ron from YouTube's Rock Metal News, and we're with Pelle from In Solitude at the Rickshaw in Vancouver. And thanks for tuning in.